Okay, welcome back. Today we'll be studying about factors and multiples. Okay, now first you should understand what are factors. Okay, now let us first learn what are these factors. Now, in order to understand what are factors, I'll straight away go to some examples. Okay, now when going through an example, now the questions will be like, what are the factors of 10? They will give you a number and they will ask you what are the factors of this number. Clear? Okay, now they will say you for an example. Let me take. They will say you what are the factors of number 10? So what do you mean by factors? Okay, now this lesson is very simple. You don't have to worry about this lesson. Here all you have is just multiplication and division. Only two things. What are those? Only multiplication and division. That's all you have. If you are good in multiplication, you can solve whatever you want. Clear? Okay. Now the first question is, what are the factors of 10? Now we are going to find the factors, right? Okay. Now we can start this way. First, you have to check, if they ask you what are the factors of 10 means, you have to check how do you get 10 by multiplying what are the numbers. Okay, by multiplying what can you get 10. Okay, now if you say about multiplication, you can always start from 1. Number 1. Number 1, that means 1 multiplied by what will give you number 10? Yes, the same number. So 1 is completed. Okay, now you have to go through each of these. Okay, you have to start from 1. Next, let us go to number 2. Do you have 2? Yes, you can multiply 2 and get 10. No? Yeah, 2 into what will give you 10? Yes, number 5. Okay, so like this you have to go step by step. Now can you take 3? If I write 3, am I correct or wrong? I am wrong, no? Because 3 into any number, will it give me 10? No, wrong. 3 into 3 is 9. 3 into 4 will give me 12. Do you get 12? Do you get 10? No. Then you can't write 3. Next, let us move on to the next number. That is 4. Can you write 4? 4 into any number, will it give me 10? No. Then you can't write 10. Now like this, you have to write all the possible values, all the possible multiplications, and once you multiply, you should always get what? Number 10. Clear? Okay, now you can't even take 4, but you can go to 5. No, 3 you don't have, 4 you don't have, 5 you can take, but observe here, 2 into 5 and 5 into 2 both are same. No, yeah, it is just like changing the numbers. Therefore you cannot consider both. You have to just cancel off one. Whatever you want, you can just cancel off. So I will cancel off this because we have all written here. Okay, 5. 6 do you have? No. 7? No. 8? No. 9? No. And last you have up to 10. Check until 10. Okay, for these questions let us check until 10. Now if you go to 10, okay, 10 into 1 will give you 10, but it is just the same. Therefore I have already told you, you can just write only 1. So we are going to cancel off the last one. Therefore now observe, you have only 2 ways. What? 1 into 10 and 2 into 5. Now observe, the factors of 10 are, you have to write each of these numbers. These are the factors. How many factors are there? This is a number, this is a number, this is the number, this is a number. So you can say factors are, yeah, you have to include commas and write 1. There is no order, okay? You can even change and write. That means you can write 1 and go to 5 and 2 and even 10. No harm. Clear? Okay, so these are the factors of 10. Was it easy? Yes. The only thing you should know is, how do you get number 10? By multiplying what are the numbers. For this you should be good in multiplication. If you are not good in multiplication, you can't solve these types of questions. Done? Okay. Shall we go to one more example? Okay, let us check. Let us take 30. Okay. Now they are asking you to write all the factors of 30. How do you start? You start from number 1. 1 into how much will give you 30? Yes, 30. So for all the numbers, remember one thing. for all the numbers, when you write factors, always 1 and multiplied by the same number is always there. Understand? Here see, 1 into 10, 1 into 30. So number 1 and the number itself, the same number, that will always be there. Okay, other numbers you have to decide. Now see, 2. Do I have 2? Yes. 2 in how much? 2 into 15. 3 do you have? Yes. 3 into 10. 4 do you have? 4. Now you should know the multiplication table. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32 you don't have. Therefore you cannot write 4. Let us go to 5. Do you have 5? Yes. How much? 5 into 6. Next let us go to 6. 6 into 5. It is just the same here, no? It is like you are going like it is just interchanging. Therefore you cannot write 6 into 5. Let us take only 1. So we are taking this. So 7. Do you have 7? No. 8? No. 9 do you have? No. And then finally you have 10. That is just this. These two are the same. Okay. It's like just writing the opposite, interchanging. Therefore I'll leave alone 10 into 3. That is just the same. Therefore you have altogether how much? All these. Now what should you do? Yes, the factors are, you can write all these numbers using commas, and the order, is it necessary? No, the order is not necessary. You can just put commas and write. You can write 30, 1, 2, 15 and 3, and then you have 10 and 5 and 6. Is it clear? Okay, it is easy. Just you should be good in multiplication, that's all. You should check how do you get 30. For that you should be good in multiplication. Clear? Okay. Now people might be asking, okay, just to go on, let us take one more example. Let us take 12. Let us quickly do this. How do you get 12? 1 into 12. The other is 2 into 6. 3 do you have? Yes. 3 into 4. Do you have any other? No. So what are the factors? Yes, 1, 12, 2, 6, 3 and 4. Okay. Okay. That is okay. And one more important thing, that 0 is not a factor of any number. Understand? 0, you will not get an answer 0. Okay. You don't have to worry much. The only thing you have to consider is always multiply from 1, start from 1 and check how do you get the number. By multiplying what number will you get the answer. So what are the factors here? Yes, you have 1, 12, 2, 6, 3 and 4. That's all. Is that clear? Okay. Always number 1 and the number itself will always be there. See, 1 and 12. If you go to the earlier example, you have what? Number 1 and 10. Both are here. And if you take 30, 1 and 30. It is always there. Okay. Don't have doubt in that. Always number 1 and the number itself is always a factor. Was that part clear? Okay. Okay. Now, this is one of the methods. How did we check here? By writing all the multiplication, right? Using multiplication. Now let us go on to another method, that is by division. Checking the factors. Now we are going to check. Okay, now this is writing all the factors. Now we are going to check. Checking for the factors by using division. Okay, checking using division. Now here also straight away I'll move on to an example. Okay, let us assume an example is given as this is the question given, is 9 a factor of 12? One question is that, is 9 a factor of 12? The second question is that, is 8 a factor of 24? Now we are going to solve both of these questions. Okay, now to start with, let us first check the first question. How do you start? How do you check? That is very simple. Okay, listen to this very carefully. In order to check whether 9 is a factor of 12, what you have to do is, you have to divide 12 by 9. What should you do? You should divide 12 by 9. Okay, now before multiplying you will get an idea that 12 is not divisible by 9. No, do you have a remainder here? Yes, you have. Now people who are good in division, straight away they will say yes, there is a remainder. Now say a person who doesn't know division, he's solving it. Okay, how many 9s are there in 12? 1, therefore 9. What is the balance? 4, therefore 4 is the remainder. Okay, now observe this very carefully. If you are going to check, okay, first you have to divide this 12 by 9, and at instances where you get a remainder, if you have a remainder, then it is not a factor. That means for this question, is it true or wrong? Is 9 a factor of 12? Are you going to say yes or no? It is wrong. Why? What is the reason? Yeah, because you have a remainder. Understand? It is easy. Just you have to divide, and if there is a remainder, you can say it is not a factor. Understand? Not a factor. Clear? Okay. Shall we check the third one? Sorry, second question. Okay. What is it? Is 8 a factor of 24? How do you check? Yeah, sometimes they will say you, is 8 a factor of 24? Do it using the method of division. Okay, now you have to do, yeah, using division. So how do you check? You have to divide 24 by the number given, 8. Is it divisible? Yes, if you are good in multiplication, you can straight away say that 8 times how much is 24? 3. Yes. So what is the remainder here? Remainder is 0. Now what can you say? Is it a factor or not? Yes. Since the remainder is 0, this is the remainder. Since the remainder is 0, this is a factor. Clear? 8 is a factor. Was that clear? It is very easy, right? Yeah, you can just divide. Remember one thing, that if you have a remainder, it is not a factor, and if you don't have a remainder, that means if the remainder is 0, then it is a factor. Clear? Okay. So next part is it is given in the book. Okay, you don't get much questions on this for the exams, but this is since it is given in your unit grade 6, I'll just teach you. Okay, now you all have seen the multiplication table, right? You all know it. How do you take it? You have seen all this, no? No. Yeah, you might have it in your school. 3. Okay, to start from here, multiplication 2, 3, 4, 5, this way, right? Until 10 or 12 you have it. So here also 2, 3, 4 and 5. So 2 into 2 is 4. Yeah, so I'll write it this way. 8, 10 here, 6, 9, 12, 15. Yeah, you know how to check, right? Okay, therefore 4 times 2, 8, 12, 60, 20. And here 10, 15, 20 and 25. Okay, now they will ask you the next type. Okay, this is the way of finding factors using the multiplication table. Multiplication table. Now using this table you are going to say me the answers. What are the factors? Okay, now we did first one is using multiplication. You multiplied, check for the factors, and you wrote all the factors. Second is using division. Using division you checked whether the question is correct or wrong. Is it a factor or not? Now third one is using the multiplication table. You are going to say with what are the factors of certain numbers. Okay, using multiplication table. Now first question, they are asking you, using the multiplication table, write the factors of 12. Now we did this example earlier, so now how did we do it? Yeah, we wrote the ways of getting 12. 1 into 12 and 2 into 6, and we got how much? 3 into 4. So what were the factors? Yeah, 1, 12, 2, 6, 3 and 4. This is using multiplication. Now can you do this step here? No, you can't. You have to get the answers using this multiplication table here. Okay, how do you start? Okay, any idea? Okay, now here you should have a long multiplication table, okay, including 6 also. So even if you include 6 here, only then you can find out. Okay, there is a multiplication table given in your book. They have included it until 10. So there you can do it perfectly. Okay, now this is the method. This is simple. I told you won't get much questions for the exam. Okay, but just listen. So there you have to find the factors of 12. Very easy. Now you have to get this number. Where is 12? You have one here, you have one here, and if you write all this until 6, you will get one here also. You will get it here. Clear? If you have 6 here, you will get 12 here. Now what you have to do is you have to take this 12. Now check. How do you get 12? 4 and 3. So you have factor 4 comma 3. So this is done. Now go to the other 12. 12 is here. How do you get? Yeah, already it is written. No? 12. Observe. Yeah, 4 and 3 is already written. So go to the other one. Here if it is 12. So what are the ways you get 12? 6 and 2. Understand? Okay, so using the multiplication they have given, you can write all this. Okay, if the multiplication is longer, you will get this also. Clear? You don't have to worry much about this. Okay, so okay, done. I hope that is clear. Okay, now let us move on to the next part, that is multiples. Now we studied what are factors. The next is about multiples. Okay, now in order to understand this part, straight away let us go to an example. Okay, so using an example you might understand what is the meaning of this multiple. Okay, straight away the first question, let us assume they give you what are the multiples of 3. Yeah, what are the multiples of 3 less than 20? Now people might be thinking, what is this multiple about? Multiples means it is nothing new. It is just about multiplication. Okay, that means you are going to multiply this. What are the multiples of 3? How do you start? Listen, very easy. Okay, you have to first multiply these number 3 by, yeah, starting from 1 you have to multiply by each number. That is 3 into 1. What is the answer? 3. Next go to the next number. 3 multiplied by 2. Next 3 multiplied by 3. Next 3 multiplied by 4. What are the answers for this? 3 into 2 is 6. 3 into 3 is 9. 4 into 3 is 12. And then you have what? Yes, 3 into 5 is 15. And then you have 3 into 6 is how much? 18. Let us write further. Okay, 3 into 7 is equal to 21. Now observe, these are the multiples. Understand? The answers you get. That means you are going to multiply 3 by each of the numbers. Starting from 1, you just multiply. Understand? 3 into 1 is 3. Now, but one condition is given. Now, these multiples should be lesser than how much? 20. Therefore, you can take this. Yeah, you can take all this. Can you take 21? Is it lesser than 20? No. Therefore, you cannot take this part. All the other numbers you can write as answers. So what are the answers? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 and 18. Easy? Yeah, it is easy. You can even write the answers without going through all these steps. No? If you are good in multiplication, you can straight away you can write. How? 3 into 1 is 3, 3 into 2 is 6, 3 into 3 9, 3 into 4 12. Clear? Shall I do one more example without going through all these steps? Okay. You have to write what are the multiples of let us say multiples of 4 less than let's say 30. So how do you start without going through all these steps? Yes, you first multiply 4 by 1. So how much? 4 into 1 is 4. Next 4 into 2. How much is that? 4 into 2 is equal to 8. 4 into 3 is how much? 12. 4 into 4, 16. 4 into 5, 20. And then 4 into 6, 24. 4 into 7 is how much? 28. So 4 into 8 is how much? 32. Then can you write 32 here? Can't. Why? You should write all the numbers, the multiples less than 30. Therefore, you cannot write 32. So these are the answers you get. Was that clear? Yes. It is very easy, right? Okay. Let us check. And one more, if they say for an example, they say this is one another type of question. Okay, is 36 a multiple of, is 36 a multiple of 9? They're asking you, how do you check? Okay, is 36 a multiple of 9? That means, how do you write the multiples of 9? Yeah, starting from 9, 9 times 1, 9, 18, how much? Yeah, 9, 18, 27. You keep on writing. Now you have to keep on writing and check whether you are getting 36 in this answer. Do you get 36? 9, 18, 27, 36. Yes, you are getting this 36. So is it a multiple of 9? Yes, 36 is a multiple of 9. Did you get the idea? Yes. Clear? Was that clear? Yes. That means you have to find the multiples of 9. Okay, you have to multiply 9 by each of the numbers and check whether you get 36. Okay, in other words, you have to check whether is 36 divisible by 9. Understand? For this, you should be good at multiplication. You should memorize the multiplication table. Only then you can do this lesson very easily. If you are not good at multiplication, this lesson becomes very tough. Understand? So before studying this lesson, you should be good at multiplication. So one more example. Is 48 a multiple of, is 48 a multiple of 8? Say I'm very good in multiplication. Okay, I know the 8 times table. So how do you start? Yes, now without writing, I can just think in my mind. I can think that I can say all the answers of the multiplication. How? 8 times 1, 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48. So do you get 48 in the answer? Yes. Therefore, is 48 a multiple of 8? Yes. Clear? Was that clear? Now isn't this easy? Very easy. Understand? Okay. These are the type of questions you have in your book. So you might be able to solve this. Okay. So shall we move on to the next part? Yes. Okay. The next part is about divisibility. Divisibility. That is, okay, without dividing, okay, without going through all the steps of division, you are going to find out whether a number is divisible by some other number. Okay, for this, first question, is 98 divisible by 2? So what might be your answers? Some might be saying yes, some might be saying no. Okay, now the people who said yes, they are correct. So what is the reason? Did they divide and check? No, they did not have time to divide. So what was the idea? Okay, observe. The meaning of this, is 98 divisible by 2, means they are asking you, can you divide 98 by 2 without a remainder? Divisible means dividing without a remainder. So they are asking you, can you divide 98 by 2 without a remainder? If you try it on a side, yes, you can. What will be the answer? 49. Okay, so how did I do it? Okay, observe. Now these types of questions, have they asked you to perform all the division method? No, right? So are you going to perform all that? No, it's a waste of time. You have to just say yes or no. So in order to say yes or no, are you going to waste time in multiplying or dividing? No, you don't have to waste time. There is a method to do it. Okay, observe. First we will study about 2. How do you check for 2? Okay, observe to this carefully. Is it divisible by 2? How do you check? In order to check if a number is divisible by 2, the number at the ones place, that means at the unit place. Now the example I took is 98, okay, which is the unit place? This number. Now in order to check whether this number is divisible by 2, you have to check the number in the unit place. That is, what is the number here? 8. Okay, you have to check whether this number is 0, 2, 4, 6 or 8. If you have 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, then that number is divisible by how much? 2. What are the numbers? Unit place should be, no, unit place should be what? No, unit place should be 0, 2, 4, 6 and 8. Clear? Shall I write more examples? Okay. Think for an example, I give you 49. Is it divisible by 2? No. What is the number the unit place? You have 9. Do you have 9 here? No. Then you get no as the answer. Let me go for another example. Consider 8. Which is the number at the unit place? Since you have only one number, this is the number at the unit place. So what can you say about the answer? Yes, you have 8 here. So this is divisible by 2. Clear? Let me go for a bigger example. 214. How do you check? You have to check the number at the unit place. Which is the number at the unit place? 4. So you have 4 here? Yes. So you can say yes, it is divisible by 2. Is that clear? Okay. Okay, the next part is we are going to check whether a number is divisible by 5. Okay. Now are you going to divide and check? No. You are going to use a shortcut method like this in order to find if a certain number is divisible by 5 or not. Okay. Let me take a number like here 20. Okay. How do you check? It is very easy. Okay. What you have to do is you have to check the number at the unit place. What is the number at the unit place? It is 0. Okay. There are only two possible numbers. The number should be 0 or 5. If the number at the unit place is 0 or 5, then you can say that number is divisible by 5. So is 20 divisible by 5? Yes. Why? You have 0 here. So the answer is yes. One more example. Let's say 500. It's a larger number, right? Yes. So what is the number at the unit place? Tell me. It is 0. So what should be my answer? You should say yes, it is divisible by 5. Let us go for another example like 124. So what do you think the answer would be? Okay, what is the way? How do you check? You have to check the number, the unit place. Now you have how much? 4 here. Is 4 included here? No. Then is this number 124 divisible by 5? No. Wrong. Understand? Is it easy? I hope it is easy. Okay. So the last one. How do you check if a number is divisible by 10? Okay. That is very easy. In order to check if a number is divisible by 10, the last number should be always what? 0. Last number means the number at the unit place. For an example, 100. Is 100 divisible by 10? How do we check? Okay. What is the number at the unit place? Unit place, the number is 0. So if you have 0, what can you say? Yes, the number is divisible by 10. Very easy, isn't it? Even if they give, say, a larger number, 4230. How do you check? You have to check the number at the unit place, that is 0. So what can you say? If it is 0, you can say that number is divisible by 10. Some other example, 75. What can you say about this? Is it divisible by 10? No, wrong. Since you have 5, you cannot say that it is divisible. Was that clear? Okay. These are the type of, all type of things, the units based on your lesson. Understand? Clear? Now let us take few examples. Okay. Let me solve. Now that's all you have under this lesson. You have few examples to be done. So let me first discuss one of the type of example. First is find. Okay. They will say you find 4 factors of only 4. Are they asking you to find all the factors? No. Only how much? Only find 4 factors of 40. So how do you start? What is the first method we started? How do you find factors? Yes, you have to start 40. How do you get 40? 1 into how much? Yes, always 1 and the number itself, 40. Next, 2 into how much? 20. Now, do you need to write all this? No, they have asked you how much? Only 4 factors. Now, look here. This is a factor, this is a factor, this is also a factor, and this is a factor. So you have altogether how many factors? Yeah, you have already written 4, therefore you need not write the remaining. So the answers are 140, you have 22. Okay, was that clear? Okay, next one. Right, okay, this type of questions we have not done, we have not discussed, therefore we'll do one. Find three factors of 80, okay, using the method of division. How do you start? Okay, how do you proceed with this? Write three factors of 18 using the method of division. Now, did we study anything related to division? No, right? So listen, very easy. Okay, you have to find find three factors of 80. Okay, one step is, now if you do it in this way you can get the answers, but they have stated something. They have said method of division. How do you start? Observe, listen very carefully. You have to divide 80 by lowest number. Okay, you can even start from 1 or 2, 3, okay, whatever you like. Okay, now if I start from 1, how many ones are there in 80? 80. Therefore 18 to 1 is 80, remainder is 0. So you can say this is a factor, this and this. So 1 and 80 is a factor. Okay, altogether you have to write how many factors? 3. That means you have to write one more. So next step, let us divide 80 by some other number. Okay, only you can write the factors only if it is divisible. If it is not divisible, if you are getting a remainder, can you write as a factor? No, you can't. Understand? Now here see, I'll divide by 2. Now first you have to check whether it is divisible. How many 2's are there in 40? In 80? 40. Therefore answer is 80, remainder is 0. Now you can say this and this both are factors of what? 80. 80, understand? So these two, all this you can include as a factor of 80. Clear? Okay. Now say, for an example, you are going to check by dividing it by 3 also. Okay, now let me start. How many 3's are there in 8? 2. 3 times 2 is 6. So you have 2, remainder 3 comes here. 6 times 3, 18. Balance is 2. That means there is a remainder 2. Now can you say that 3 and 26 are factors of 80? No, you can't. Understand? People make mistake here. Listen very carefully. Why do I say that I can't write 3 and 26 as factors of how much? 80. What is the reason? Yeah, because you have a remainder 2. Therefore, you cannot write this. Clear? Okay. And they will give you one more type of question. What are the multiples of 4? It is easy, no? Multiples is very easy. How? Say, for an example, all multiples of, okay, this way, all multiples of 4 between 2 and 50. Now there is a condition. You have to write all the multiples of 4 but between 2 and 50. So how do you write? Any idea? If I just ask you to write all the multiples, how will you start? Multiples means multiplication. So you have to start multiplying. 4 into 1 is how much? 4. This is a multiple. 4 into 2, 8. 4 into 3, 12. Next 16. 20. Next 24. Then you have 28. Next 32. 36. Next 40. 44. Next, yeah, 48. Now can you write 52? No, you can't. Why? You should write all the multiples that are lesser than 50. So these are the multiples. Was that clear? Try to solve all the questions in your book. Okay, never leave any questions. There are tougher ones also. The examples that we have not discussed here, it is in the book. Just try them out, and if you have doubts you can ask us. And thanks for listening. subscribe our channel.